I first held the hand of the one I loved. When the circus came to town.
Okay, what you're seeing here is Dietr getting ready to ride the bull. Let's watch.
It's a fun time.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like you were just giving up. Like you weren't really being thrown off. It looks like you just intentionally fell off.
I haven't ridden a bull in about 3 years.
See, that one you were thrown. That one was clearly a throw. But then the next two, it just looks like the bull was completely stopped and you decided, fuck it, I'm getting
Does
off.
it? Because that was not how it felt.
No, watch. Because when I ride the bull, it is clearly, like, look. See, it looks like you just said, fuck it.
No, that threw me. That one legitimately threw me.
Okay, then I stopped recording because I thought he was done. And then we realized this is advertised for children. This is the little buckaroos. And he tries to get back on, and he's having a little trouble.
Oh, you're going to go there with that, are you? Wait till you see his turn on the bull.
Now watch. It's just like, you know what? It's not that hard. I don't care, though. Fuck this bull. And then you just, like, roll off like, fuck it. I'm done. You're like, I don't give a good goddamn about this bull. You're like, I'm done.
I'm not a fan of that bull.
Yeah.
I believe its name is Ruckus.
Yeah. The bull was funny to me. I liked the bull.
The bull and I are not friends.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the bull cracked me up. Until I got on it. Let's take a look at me riding the bull now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's me riding the bull, I believe. Dietr provided commentary, but that's going to be in the Dietr cut. Any actual commentary made during the videos is probably not going to be that great. What the hell? That looks like a sex toy. Sorry. As we're recording, Dietr just unwrapped a popsicle that looks like a glass dildo.
Terrifying!
It either looks like one of those Christmas candles your grandmother buys, or a sex toy that your girlfriend is ashamed to tell you she owns.
It tastes really good.
It looks like it would.
Deep throat, maybe.
Shut up and play the movie.
Okay, so this is me riding the bull now. Yeah, I had it paused up until this point. This is me paying the man to ride the bull. God, I still feel fat. I've lost over 100 pounds here. That's how you know you're fat, when you've lost 100 pounds and you still look fat as hell.
Yeah. Now, you'll notice that despite the fact that this was advertised for kids, both me and Andrew had to sign a waiver.
Yeah! And Dietr got his karma on this. I had a hard time. First off, Dietr was wearing shorts.
Let's just enjoy Andrew trying to get on the bull.
I mastered it after the third hump. See, like, it was all in the pants.
I love how you sized it up a little bit first.
Well, it was all in the jeans. See, look, you see that little nod, that look of pure, I've got this shit? It looks like the bull is seriously having a hard time moving me. Look.
The bull...
Look, I fought that shit. I fought to stay on. Dietr just like, oh my god.
It is worth noting to you viewers at home that the bull looks like it's moving really slowly.
Yeah, get up on that fucker.
In reality, it is. But at the same time, when you're on top of it, it does not feel like it's moving really slowly.
I'm just now noticing the center is not where we were sitting. It is way ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And look here. This is my shit. I was like, fuck this. I'm not falling off.
And it was at this point, I believe, that we injured Andrew.
Yeah, I've been limping ever since then.
We both pulled our thigh muscles, actually. Yeah. Not fun.
Yeah, see, I'm sitting there saying, I'm like, oh, it hurts, oh, it hurts. I didn't think anything of it at the time, until much, much later, when I actually was hurting, like, seriously bad. I couldn't stand up or sit down without going, oh, my thigh.
I had similar troubles.
Yeah, like, for days. As Maddie is saying in the background. It fucking hurt, folks. So, you know what's coming next? It's the first ride that we rode, the Zipper.
Oh, the Zipper.
I'm not going to put any commentary on the Ferris wheel ride, by the way, because that one was pretty short. And basically, it can be summed up by Dietr in 3 words. I was scared.
It was. It was terrifying. I don't know if we'll go into it at all, but it was old and creaky and really high.
And at one point, it stops with us at the top, and Dieter's girlfriend Kristen goes, "Did y'all hear that creaking?" And Dieter flips his shit.
I've never been so close to throwing her off of something before.
And it was named Jesse. Our car was
Yes.
Dieter and I rode Jesse for minutes. Okay, so the ride you're about to see here. Alright. The ride you're seeing here is the Freakout.
This was the second ride we went on, and the most relaxing one, in my opinion.
Yeah, after the Latino guy, I convinced him Dieter and I were married. I'm not sure what nationality he actually was. At this point, you would think, well, that's not going very high or fast enough. This was actually pretty crazy already.
Yeah.
It started off just crazy, and I was cackling like the animated Beetlejuice from the old cartoon.
I was screaming my head off, which made the kids around me really quite amused.
Yeah. What was funny was the Mexican or Ecuadorian or whatever nationality he was. Dieter didn't find this out till much later.
Didn't find it out till today.
Well, they don't know what day it is. It's been a couple of days since the fair.
Right
I convinced him that Dieter and I were actually husbands. But he was asking, "Is that your brother?" I was like, "No, it's de mi esposo." Like, the guy didn't speak a word of English. So, right about here, you could, like, we may play just a small portion because you can hear me laughing so loud over the audio here. And this ride wasn't really that terrifying so much as it just immediately was.
It was a very relaxing ride. I enjoyed it.
It was a lot of inertia, if anything.
It felt like the safest of the rides that we went on.
Yeah, it was possibly the newest as well.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
I don't think I'd ever seen it before, and I haven't been in 6 years, but I've seen every other ride we've been on. I thought this was a neat little touch, how the ground actually dropped the lows and then rolled it away from you.
It made everything feel higher.
Yeah, it really, like, I couldn't tell if we were raising up or if it was lowering until we saw the footage later. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, it was crazy. We had to take our shoes off to ride it because I was wearing flip-flops, he was wearing sandals. You see people just bolting to get out of here. And here I come, carrying my shoes.
And let's see what you have to say about it.
Yeah, I don't think she kept the camera on long enough to hear what I had to say. Oh, no, wait, she did. So we're talking over what I said.
And what I said.
Yeah.
And I have important opinions, so I don't know why we're cutting off me.
Yeah, I may recycle that part so they can hear it again. So, yeah, that was that ride.
All right, now let's see what Andrew and I had to say.
I want to do that again.
My stomach would like you to know that it quit.
We still have the zipper to go.
No! Oh boy.
Well, this looks scary.
Really intense.
It's all one big car, too. Have you noticed that?
I have.
Yeah, this is terrifying.
How can they stand the speed? The G-forces have to be killer.
I mean, they're going to prolapse in a minute.
Gotta get.
Oh, shit, it's actually going quicker.
Because everyone loves caterpillars and the black eyed peas. Oh yeah.
I love that game. Holy crap!
Whoa! Some of them seem to be experiencing pain.
But you're all leaning to the side. Kristen has been shoved to the center.
Aww.
Look, see?
Yep.
Here she comes again. Look, her face is turning red. Oh, no.
She blushes so easily.
I don't think that's blood.
Fair enough.
I think the blood is rushing to her head.
It's not quite the UFO, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. Also, are you noticing your song is unedited?
Yes.
I'm noticing a lot of girls on this ride.
Well, if that's the most dangerous thing you're worried about running into, we'll be fine. Why?
I really don't want to see her.
Yeah, but what can she do? How big slap?
Maddie has for sure understand why. Because I always say, if she's willing to apologize, I'll be willing to do it. And I'm not saying for the thing. All right, ladies, thought?
Fine. So we need to do all these switches. I was literally on top of Matt.
Yeah, I noticed. We noticed everybody on the ride started sliding slowly to the right.
Yeah.
It's a lot faster than you think it is.
It really is.
We noticed.
Fun.
There's time, fun.
It's like riding a horse.
Pretty relaxing too. I don't know what.
You know, I think I found a good use for dubstep. These rides.
Alright, first, before we even talk about the ride here, which was terrifying to begin with, if you look off to the right-hand side of the screen here, you see this little trash can with a gaping mouthed clown. This thing looks like it was made in 1930 and has swallowed the souls of everybody who's walked past it.
I felt my soul being sucked in just by looking at it.
Dieter was terrified of this thing at first, and we saw it somewhere else on the grounds, so that when we got to the zipper, I had no qualms in pointing it out to him.
Now let's look at the zipper.
Now hold on, yeah, let's watch as we get loaded in. He opens the cage, and Dieter looks inside and sees my cage is literally held together with the duct tape we mentioned in the opening. This thing was terrifying. And look how it's rocking already, and how tiny it is. I know you can't see me gesticulating with the mouse, but it is literally, that little hump on the back is not that big. It is literally padding, and it's where my ass was. That was it. There was nothing else in that little hump. You are pressed against that cage door. It's completely enclosed on all sides.
It is also worth noting that your legs are squished to the side.
Yeah, you're standing there kind of bow-legged.
If something bad were to happen, you're losing a femur. Let's be honest here. Your femur is gone.
Yeah, and I had my keys clipped to my belt loop, and it was just flapping around. And I was like, did they fall past my head? And what's really terrible is the girls are recording this, and they recorded the entire damn thing. We felt terrible after that because they were saying there's a reason professional film crews have a tripod. It took them forever to actually get all this footage. Like, this is one video here that we're talking over now, and
Loading took about 4 minutes.
yeah, loading took forever, and then the actual ride was like over in a flash.
Oh, not for me, it wasn't.
It really was, though.
That thing was agonizingly long.
Shut
up.
He complained about it on his blog later that night.
We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, so if you look at my recent videos, you'll see one that I put together of the zipper set with scratchy old-style film grain and whatnot. Literally just going, doot, doot. Look, she's actually filming the trash can. Your girlfriend, people.
Woo! She's clever.
Yeah, she filmed it just because. Look, there it is again. Our friend. I'm gonna name him. What should we name him?
We're not naming him.
Solely the Clown?
Wouldn't it be more like soulless?
Soulless the Clown.
I hate those.
I love my girlfriend. I'm sorry.
You want
Look,
Cheetah?
check it out.
Yes, please.
Here, check it out. Sabrina, that girl we were talking to.
Yeah.
So
But moving on, back to the ride, and my review of the ride. Now, you can't see it right now because it's loading. Please excuse me
Like,
while I
you can
eat
tell which
Cheetah.
one is me, because I know I'm not this guy here.
You're in a red.
Yeah, I'm in a
facing right.
red one, but I was rocking mine just like this guy in the blue here. So you can always tell, oh, there I am. I'm just not rocking it as much. I'm near the top there. Because I was rocking mine intentionally.
Now, please note that these cars do flip all the way around. They go a full 360 degrees.
Yeah. They're not balanced at the bottom to keep you from flipping upside down, or to keep you right side up throughout the ride. After a few seconds, Dieter, what was it you said? That you could no longer, that your stomach...
My stomach forgot which way was up. I legitimately had no idea. I just had to close my eyes and hope for the best that I would land on solid ground.
What gets me is like there were bars in front of the gate doors that made you feel like you
I
were
was
in a prison.
clinging to those for dear life.
It made you feel like you were in a, like it was a torture device, literally. Except I was enjoying it. Like this thing was not meant to be fun. I feel like the Turks invented this to punish non-believers. Yeah, this was something Saddam Hussein said was not appropriate.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Like Dick Cheney saw this.
There was
and
also, if you look at the top of the zipper right now, you'll see how close those cages are to each other.
Yeah.
There were several points where I would look down and see the cage below me and just think, dear God, I'm going to hit it and we're both going to die.
Well, look here. It's not only spinning us up the sides of the ride like you saw when it loaded. We are actually being... The thing itself is rotating as well. And after a while, you just don't care anymore. I'm sitting there screaming, laughing, enjoying every minute of it. At one point, I think I quoted Cool Runnings and yelled, "I love Jamaica and Jamaica loves me."
I gave up on screaming about halfway through.
Well, see, you could actually scream on this ride. With the freak out, you were literally being spun in so many directions at one time. Your lungs couldn't move after a while.
See, I was fine on the freak out. I really was.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just so much movement, so much inertia. You were literally just being spun. It was fast more than it was terrifying. And Kristen, Dieter's girlfriend here, refused to ride any of the rides with us because, as she pointed out, she felt there were absolutely no safety regulations involved.
After riding these rides, I have to say I agree with her.
When you get on a ride, like what you can't tell because of the footage quality, the colors are actually faded on all these cars.
Yeah.
And it honestly looks like they were made in 1963, and that was the last time any attempt to keep them looking good was made. Because, honestly, we're not lying when we say there was duct tape holding these together. They were rusted, the paint was chipping, the colors were faded. Like, honestly, it was terrifying. I'm sorry, we're getting distracted by a guy using a some kind
No,
of...
we're not. No, we're not. We're talking about the movie, not Tosh.0.
I might want to get one of those.
I'm turning off Tosh.0 before you get any ideas.
Well, I'm getting ideas. What Second Chance Productions tries the Batmate.
This is why we need a professional recording studio.
We really do. I mean, we're just sitting here eating Cheetos, watching Dieter get sick, basically. And you can tell that's me right there because I am rocking that shit.
Whereas I am screaming for dear life. I believe I was on the opposite end of you.
Yeah, they
We were
wanted to
both
keep
in
it
red cars
balanced.
facing right.
Okay.
They had to keep it balanced.
Maddie, can you perhaps help us?
Like, I honestly wanted to ride...
Let them know when I hit the top.
I don't know which one's you.
Yeah, because our cars were identical. Like, honestly, I wish that we could have ridden together, but we couldn't because we...
I don't think any cars would have been able to ride together unless it was two small children.
Well, the max weight they said was 350, so... Maddie
And
and
two
Kristen
small
could-
children probably would not be allowed to ride that.
Kristen and Maddie could have ridden it together.
But you and I, we're both big guys. We
Yeah.
would not have been able to fit.
I could have
together.
ridden it with Kristen, and that's about it.
Maybe. Maybe you could have been able to ride.
I mean, she's what, 100?
I'm not going to say my girlfriend's weight.
Well, she's
That is
fine.
a violation of her privacy. Go code. Go code.
I mean, I'm 254. We'd be right at the line. I'm sure I could have lied my way down lower, though, because people don't realize I weigh as much as I do.
You are not violating the weight limit on something that looks like that. Especially not with my girlfriend involved. Cheeto, please.
But, like, what really got me about this ride, I mean, we've been going at it for a while now, and, like, the loading and unloading was the bitchiest part for me.
It took far too long.
Well,
It
see,
took
the
at
loading...
least as long as the ride.
Like, the loading was quick for Dieter. Or the unloading was quick for Dieter.
Yeah, I was
on that
lucky
shit
and
for a
managed to
while.
get off first. And I believe we're going to see me pretty soon.
Yeah.
Within the next minute or so.
And I'm actually going to stop the recording at that point, no matter what we're saying.
Just so we can kind of see.
I'm going to pause it and then pick up. Or, you know, I'll pause it and edit it in.
Okay. We'll edit in my reactions.
Yeah, I just want to react to his face when he gets off here. Because this is the ride that really killed you, honestly.
It is. I probably could have done the Ring of Fire. It would have been okay. But the zipper just, it ripped me apart.
Then we did the Ring of Fire. If we had done it the opposite order.
I probably would have been fine.
Alright, here comes Dieter.
Alright, let's have a look at me.
Alright, yeah. Dieter looks so happy. So let's pause. Alright, so
now let's look at Andrew's reaction.
yeah. No, I'm still...
Startlingly different.
I was sitting there screaming to you, Dieter, I see you. Dieter, are you dead? Because I couldn't hear... you wouldn't look up at me.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
It was very hard to hear people at the top of their rides. Now, these rides, most of them are maybe, 20 feet tall at best?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... you'd think sound would be able to travel. It really doesn't. We could
Except
not
it
communicate
did.
with the people on the ground, except in Freakout,
Yeah.
where we could hear you laughing, which I thought was very odd.
Well, it's because you couldn't hear me over the creaking and the safety regulations being violated.
And freak out.
Everything about it, everything on me was violated from the zipper. Oh.
Like, the only thing that could have made that ride any worse for Dieter was if it came with, like, a spiked dildo seat. Like, it would have been a normal dildo at first, because, you know, you would have done that. But then, like, as soon as it started spinning, spikes popped out to hold you in
I
place.
hope you realize, my parents can watch my vlog. They can never watch these videos.
Really?
You've ruined that.
Yeah. My parents don't watch this shit either. Whatever Dieter's saying here will show up in the Dieter cut, which will probably cut together like a episode, like a Blair Witch Project movie. I'm waiting for me to get off because I was so happy.
I was displeased.
Like, I like how Dieter. I remember Dieter right now talking about how pretty everything was. Like, for the terror I've just been through, it's very pretty here. Are you here?
I loved every second of it.
Can you see why we came to the
Ladies and gentlemen, masochism at its finest.
Are you dead, Dieter?
I have PTSD. And with that, Andrew, we seem to have lost Andrew, so...
Hold on,
What?
Dieter. We're not done yet. I bought extra tickets for a reason. The Ring of Fire.
See, now that I can answer.
We'll be back. My face hurts from smiling.
My face hurts from screaming.
Okay, so this is the Ring of Fire, which we
Oh,
rode.
we're recording.
Yeah,
Wow, that was fast. Okay, carry on.
we rode this after the zipper, which really is what the zipper is what got you started on the windmilling
On
at
the-
the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
This is me running up and drop kicking you over the cliff.
Yes.
And what you cannot see here is the hilarity that nobody else seemed to notice but me. The guy loading us into this and strapping us in, clicking, doing the locking and all that, was carrying a gun. Like one of those little mini pistols that you'll hear us talk about it at in the Final Thoughts video that we did. But he had like one of those little 2-bullet guns. And hold on, why is I forgot I turned the TV back on. But yeah,
This is why we need a recording studio, so no distractions for you.
yeah. But yeah, the guy was carrying a gun and nobody noticed it until I looked behind me and was like, is that guy got a gun? And they looked at it and said, no, I think that's what he's using to lock people in. I was like, oh, okay, until we saw him get to the person in front of me, hold the gun in one hand and like brace himself against the sidebar where we were sitting, then reach up and click something down to lock it. And they were like, no, that's a gun. Nobody else noticed before me that he was carrying a little minigun.
I was not okay with that.
There was also a big girl. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. She was big. First, let's discuss how getting into this ride was.
This ride, if you thought the zipper cages appeared tiny, this was worse.
This one was small.
there were people who were about half my size who were having trouble getting out of the cars.
Like, there was maybe a half-foot gap for you to slip your legs into the ride.
I would say that's about right. Yes.
And once you got in, it was kind of roomy.
It was adequate.
I had to, like, fold my legs
Well, they didn't want anything falling out.
I mean, I had to fold my legs under me to fit them in comfortably, but, you know, getting it, like, the gap, the hole that you crawl into the car through was the small part.
Yeah.
And, you know, people were terrified. I don't know why people get on these rides if they're that scared. Except
Same reason they see horror movies.
Well, except
to prove that we're men.
Well, no, half the people on these rides have been girls.
Fair enough.
But, like, Dieter and I were the only two guys for most of these rides, unless they were there with their girlfriends.
Now, my side of the car was mostly guys.
Really?
I had the interesting experience of meeting some guy with a large gauge in his ear.
Ooh.
Who was very, very excited about this ride and kept screaming, "Oh my god, we're going to fall at the top," in a weirdly amused voice. I also found later that he did not actually pay to get on this ride.
He didn't?
Nope, he apparently did not give the guy tickets, which I think is why the guy had the gun in the first place. So...
Yeah, the way that ride was set up to get on, he really should have been at the front.
Yeah.
Instead of the back. But, alright, here the ride is going, and people were screaming like it was the most terrifying thing on the planet. It's really not that bad. It's just fast.
Unless you've gone on the zipper before.
Not even then. I mean, I'm sorry, but honestly, the freak out was scarier than this to me.
See, now, the freak out was easily the most comforting one for me.
Yeah, and I'm saying this, for me, was not even as bad as that. And the freak out was just like a nice, gentle breeze, honestly. Like, that's really all it was. It was like being stuck inside of a fan. People were just shitting themselves, though. Now, what you see is it's going in a counterclockwise motion at the moment. And then right about here, it stops and hangs.
And just holds you there.
And the girl in front of me that we referenced earlier was a big girl. And she was at the end that is now going up. I was right behind her. We were in the clockwise front position. She started crying, thinking that, like, she was so big, she stopped the ride and got stuck. And she was sitting there going, "I'm not that fat, I'm not that fat." And I was trying not to laugh at her, but then that little dick part of my brain cut in and said, "Say, yes you are, we're stuck here now."
Yes, the part that is way too big.
Meanwhile, I discovered, on my side of the car, that there was something in the seats and in the seat cushions and in the ceilings that was wet and liquidy, and whenever we would stop, it would just rain down on me. And then...
But here's the weird thing, it dripped onto your shoulders.
It dripped onto my shoulders, and there's a reason for that. See, when we finally got down, I was feeling really claustrophobic, so I put my hands up and started pushing on the ceiling cushion. It was at that point that I realized that the ceiling cushion had the same mysterious liquid in it, and then it leaked all over my shoulders and head.
It was piss.
It was disgusting.
But yeah, whenever it would hang upside down, it doesn't look like it's hanging upside down that long, you know, for you guys. But keep in mind, I'm 255 pounds.
I'm 210.
Yeah, we're big guys. There is nothing holding us in our seats except for an arm bar, and our full weight is on this arm bar. And I'm not sure what was holding the arm bar down on top except for maybe one of those little hairpin looking things.
I was bracing myself with all four limbs. I looked like a cat that had just jumped off a roof.
Oh, I was hanging onto the arm bar for shits and giggles because I thought it would be fun. And so I was worried that whatever little linchpin at the top was holding it in was going to shatter. You know, and I was going to break the thing. I was like kind of hoping as well.
You have a death wish when it comes to amusement park rides.
Well, this wasn't an amusement park by any means. Amusement parks have standards. And no need for guns. Also, I like how Kristen was the one who noticed when the lights stop here, you can't see it in this shot, but like the dark points make a pentagram.
It's the wires.
Yeah.
The wires in front of it form a, actually multiple pentagrams depending on the angle you look at it from.
Yeah, I didn't.
Which leads me to believe that this Ring of Fire has some other nefarious purpose that we have not yet realized.
Oh, here comes Dieter.
And it was at this point that my stomach gave up.
Let's see what Dieter has to say. So.
Oh God, I looked awful.
Yeah. Oh, wait till you see yourself in the final shot, my friend. You looked terrible in that. Like, you looked like you were going to die. Alright, here I come. Let's see what I have to say. Because, like, oh.
You were
Yeah.
Remember how I had Chick-fil-A before going here?
Yeah, not a good idea.
That was wonderful. So it's just more sad or different?
I don't know, but the combined efforts will take me on here.
It was wonderful. Alright, guys. I can barely see you. Sorry. Alright, Kristen, final thoughts on the fair.
besides the bright flash in the camera.
Yep.
Sorry, is that better? Okay. So,
Back to my roots, kind of.
yeah, hillbilly roots.
Sadly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the cows really brought it all together, right?
It really did. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
favorite ride for you, carousel or the caterpillar?
Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sorry for squishing Maddie through half of it, but
Okay,
that's
folks,
fine.
I would like to point out, this is not makeup on Dieter. He's really this sick looking from the ride. Dieter, best ride? Most terrifying ride, we'll say.
Zipper.
Zipper? It finally beat out the carousel? Alright. Best ride. Less terrifying.
Carousel was nice.
Or I'm sorry, Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel, I should say.
It didn't
The
make
Ferris
me
wheel.
want... My stomach doesn't know which direction to go.
Alright, what about the frenzy or the, what was it called?
Which?
The freak out was pretty
Freak out, yeah. And finally, the Ring of Fire.
It drooled on me. I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, let's get a good look at this, folks. Look, something was like slobbering all over
It
him
was disgusting.
from above, which really could mean he pissed himself the way that ride went.
I'm just saying, God of Second Chance Production needs to stick to video games. And TV reviews.
Yeah.
You should do those too.
Alright, you
I
can
like
review Doctor Who and Community.
I will, and you can disagree with me.
I'm not going to watch you.
Now this is my friend now.
Yeah, we had to have something to drink, so I bought a lemonade. Dieter sprung for the same amount in a more expensive cup, so he paid twice as much.
Looks like more lemonade to me.
Alright, Maddie? Best ride?
Caterpillar.
Worst ride? Ferris wheel. You only rode
I
two.
like the Ferris.
Yeah. So, overall opinion of the fair?
Good.
Glad you went?
Caramel apple.
Oh yeah, she had to have a caramel apple.
Caramel apple.
I just want to say, speaking as someone from civilization,
Oh, shut up.
safety standards. This place
That's
needs
what I've
them.
been saying all night, honey.
Yes,
That's
this is
why I
true.
wasn't getting on anything.
This is also true.
If any of these rides had been in an amusement park with safety regulations, I would have been on them. Because I like stuff like
Wait, I have to ask Dieter something. I want his face on camera when I ask. Did you notice the guy, when he locked us into the Ring of Fire, was carrying a gun? Did you catch that? He had a little mini pistol like that big. As he was locking us into like a 2-bullet gun. Did you notice that?
Apparently not.
Probably a good thing you didn't.
Hi.
I quit!
Good night, Peter.
Alright, for me, honestly, am I centered? Yeah. Okay, so for me, the best ride was all of them. And, no, I take that back. The best ride is the one that finally broke Dieter, the Ring of Fire. The coolest ride for me was the Zipper because, I swear to God, it was held together with duct tape, folks. I got in, I looked, Dieter looked, and said, oh my God! They had like a pool fun noodle for my safety bar, covered in duct tape. My seat was held together with duct tape. No more vinyl cover on my seat. That ride was everything I could have hoped it would be. Unfortunately, Dieter got a decent car.
Yay!
I wish he could have gotten mine.
I registered to vote.
Yeah,
I'm an American. Bitch.
that's marriage like this if I'm off.
What?
Good night, everybody.